Hey everybody, off the top rope, off the Mike Sports Network here. So there's a lot of momentum, especially after last night's Dynamite, for Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge, to win the AEW World Heavyweight Championship from Jon Moxley at Revolution 1 week from Sunday here in Los Angeles. And make no mistake about it, I love Edge, one of my favorite superstars growing up. But I got to tell you, since he left WWE, there's been some signs that one Adam Copeland is about himself. Because if you guys remember, one of the big reasons why Ricky Starks isn't there anymore, among many things, is the infamous promo from Collision, where I think the expression that Adam Copeland used to describe Ricky Starks was a vanilla midget or something like that, which did not come off very good for a veteran. But yeah, Adam Copeland's in his 50s. And for him to be the big feud going into Revolution to face Jon Moxley, on some level, I get it. Cope is a legend, WWE Hall of Famer, done a lot in this business, and to be performing at the level that he is, on some level, I understand why he, is a worthy challenger for the World Heavyweight Championship. But this whole notion that he needs to win the World Heavyweight Championship because it's the Death Riders and we need somebody to take the load off of Jon Moxley because the storyline is so terrible. Because believe me, I have said it here on this channel, the Death Riders is maybe the worst main event stable and one of the worst World Heavyweight Championship, and Jon Moxley's reign by extension is one of the worst World Heavyweight Championship reigns in any major promotion ever. That's how bad this has been. That being said, I talked about options about what they could do in the main event at Revolution. People are not going to like this. Adam Copeland winning the title, what does that accomplish? That's no better than what Bryan Danielson did at Wembley Stadium last year. What did it lead to? It led to nothing. So what? You're going to have Adam Copeland win the World Heavyweight Championship because so Christian can run in and be the world champion. Not only because they're both 50-year-old men, and I don't think that they should be feuding over the World Heavyweight title. Also, there's got to be a story here to at least carry on this company moving forward. And if your story is, oh, Adam Copeland's going to win, so we'll give it to him, and then Christian will cash in his contract, win the world title because he deserves it. And Christian does deserve some love, although he peaked 2 years ago. Let's call it what it is with this patriarchy thing. And then, hey, let's assume Swerve Strickland's the next guy. Give it to Swerve. Okay, why not? Guys, what's the story? What is the story here? Just because the Death Riders suck doesn't mean let's just take the world title off of somebody and give it to somebody and just try something out of thin air. You've got to have some sort of direction if you're going to, move some sort of way. So if you're going to give Adam Copeland the win, run with it at least. And I don't think that's the direction that they want to go in because they know, hey, he's a 50-year-old guy. And let's face it, the guy's been injured a lot, even since he came back from the remarkable recovery from the neck injury that was thought to have ended his career. Let's call it what it is. I don't think you're getting anywhere, and for the good of AEW, I have said this for months. I have said this since he came back in July, that Hangman Adam Page is the face of this company. He should have been the world champion. He should have won the Owen Hart tournament. He should have beaten Swerve Strickland at Wembley Stadium. He should be the world heavyweight champion now. He is none of those things. And only now because he has revived what everybody, and, in some ways restored the feeling about him, and, to some degree restored the feeling of this company, this whole thing with him and MJF, even if there was a clunky segment where we actually got a shot of Christopher Daniels blading on live television, which is it's just a totally separate issue, which highlights a bunch of issues within AEW. But to me, Adam Copeland winning the AEW championship accomplishes absolutely, positively nothing. Accomplishes nothing. In fact, it's probably the worst option on the board, potentially for the World Heavyweight Championship match at Revolution. As I've said, it's not a popular opinion. I think Jon Moxley should just retain it. Because at least then you're at least committing to a story, even as bad as it is. Just because you're in a bad situation doesn't mean you should force it. Like, if you're going to go all the way and end the Death Riders, it needs to be some sort of like heroic moment. So if you're just going to end it with Adam Copeland winning only for Christian to steal his moment, that's stupid. That's dumb. So if you want it to be Swerve, that's fine. Have him do it at Dynasty where he did it last year. Get his championship back. Hey, he might align with the Hurt Syndicate. That that idea was brought up on social media. I don't hate that possibility. And then you give Bobby Lashley a reason to want to hunt down Swerve for the World Heavyweight title. So that's fine. But to me, the only answer to this question of who should end the Death Riders is Hangman. It's been that way. He should have ended Bryan Danielson. He should have ended Swerve. He should have ended Bryan Danielson. He should have ended the Death Riders earlier on when he was at his peak. But that didn't happen because they were trying to go on this heel crusade when everybody just loves Hangman because he's just the best. But yeah, come on, guys. What are we talking about here? Adam Copeland winning the World Heavyweight Championship is just it's. And to me, like, what purpose does that serve other than validating that man's ego? I'm not saying that he's like The Rock, but he's a veteran guy in his 50s that left WWE because he wasn't putting anybody over. In hindsight, Finn Balor probably should have beaten him in his last WrestleMania match, but on some level, I get why Edge won that match. But they had nothing for him. He got the hell out of there. And the first door he had open, he took Tony Khan's paycheck and, hey, he's played buddy-buddy with his old friend Christian, which, hey, that was a cool feud about a decade ago. But it's just like, if you're trying to convince me, like I said, there are so many talented people over there. And this is where my issue lies with this whole thing is like, one, Jon Moxley, who I think is great, but he's in his worst form. He's the world champion. You sacrificed a good and a really prosperous title reign that started off clunky with Swerve Strickland to give Bryan Danielson his moment, only to start the Death Riders thing, which was terrible. And now you're in this predicament where Darby Allin was thought to be the guy, but he's busy climbing Mount Everest. Because he's a daredevil and who the hell knows if he's going to ever wrestle again, if he does come back. And I don't frankly buy into Darby Allin as much as I think he's a lot of fun and a crazy motherfucker. I don't think he's World Heavyweight Championship material. You've got a guy who, let's call it what it is. The downfall of AEW started with one decision. And I'm going to talk about this at some point on the channel and break it down. But it started when CM Punk beat Hangman Adam Page. We'll talk about that at another point. Reward Hangman. Just do that. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon.